So I was thinking about something, and so I wanted to run this by the Earth research community regarding the 15 degree per hour rotation of the gyro. Um, it seems to me that it would be easier to detect, or more likely to detect movement if you had a stationary surface relative to a moving surface. So, in the concave model, you've got a rotating celestial sphere relative to a stationary Earth sphere outside of the rotating celestial sphere. So you've got a stationary surface relative to a rotating surface. In the heliocentric model, you've got a rotating surface, Earth, relative to what? Nothing. You've got your gyro on that rotating surface. Now, if what's claimed that all makes sense, that gravity's sticking everything to the outside of this ball, and the reason why Dubé has to be wrong that airplanes don't freaking crash and burn because we're trying to land on a rotating surface, which makes kind of no sense. But they're saying, well, no, gravity holds everything, so it's all relative and you can't detect it. Well, if you can't detect it, then what is your gyro detecting? If airplanes don't do this because they're trying to land north to south on a surface that's rotating east to west, if everything's all relative and you can't detect that, so airplanes, doesn't matter if you're flying west or flying east, the time, it all works because gravity. Well, then what is your gyro detecting? What is rotating relative to what's stationary? In the heliocentric model, you've got nothing stationary relative to your rotating Earth. So in the flat Earth model, well, there really isn't a flat Earth model. There's several different ideas and concepts, but the point here is the gyro is detecting movement. Now, it makes more sense to me. Occam's razor would dictate that it makes more sense, if you're going to be able to detect movement, that you've got something moving relative to something that's stationary. That's common sense. That makes sense, right? If your car's going down the road, your car is moving relative to that tree because the tree is just not moving and the car is. And so you've got a way to detect, and you can even measure speed. Police do it all the time. They're just sitting there, stationary, tracking something that's moving relative to the stationary radar gun. So it seems to make more sense to me that what they're detecting, Bob, is the rotating celestial sphere above us, which would indicate that gravity or universal compression or etheric forces or magnetism or whatever you want to insert all the pros here, because I'm just a dude in a car, right? So it seems to make more sense to me that we're detecting movement because we're on a stationary surface and we're detecting gravity rotating. So I'm just throwing this out there. Just something to think about. Makes sense to me. Tell me your thoughts. I'll leave the comments open. And tell me your thoughts, ideas. Throw whatever thoughts your way. I'll post this to Facebook. If you have evidence, scientific experiments, information, whatever, it's all welcome. Send it to me. You've got my voicemail there. Give me a call. Thanks for your time. Have a good one.